seen a situation whereby I wouldn't mention the name of the church then, but I've seen a situation whereby a husband and a wife got married. What happened was, we Christians, let me use that word, we Christian believers, we always like, you only have to do courtship, you don't have to do anything, like no strange attach. But after getting married, you find that it's not what you're expecting you got from the man. Like there's something we call very satisfactory, let me use that language.
Okay.
So how about when you just get married to that person? You're not comfortable, you're not impressed with what you're doing. This man cannot perform on bed, he can't give me what I want. And before that kind of thing leads to either divorce or it brings issue in marriage, because I've come across so many things about that relating to that issue. So how best you advise us to stay away from?
I'm glad you brought up that question because that is what, hey, let's be real here, right? It's the real deal. Everybody wants to have that sexual. Look at the guys, but look at the guys. Ideally, you want that sexually compatible person. Hey, I get it. But if we follow this word, the whole issue is we don't trust God. Do you understand me? What I teach, I run a women's fellowship, and this is what I teach them. I said, it's going to get to a point that men will start to approach you. And I said, if 5 men approach you, if you have a personal relationship with your Creator, take those 5 men to God and say, Father, which one is for me? If you can approach marriage spiritually like that, God created you. God knows what you want sexually. I hope you know that. God created sex. I hope you know that. Despite how the devil has taken over with pornography and crazy stuff, sex toys and blah, blah, blah. God created sex. So when you start with your relationship with Him and say, Father, I am seeing so many crazy things going on in marriage. I don't want this. You know the sexual desire you gave me. Because another problem in marriages people are suffering is sexual incompatibility. Maybe the husband has a higher sex drive and the wife doesn't. And so the world will tell you that you need to date around and sleep around and fornicate to find who you are compatible with. But that is a deception of the enemy. Because the more people you sleep with, you're not going to value sex. Number 2, it's spiritually defiled. The word of God says defilement is a strong word. It spiritually defiles people who were a certain way, but when they went into fornication, they started adapting. Let's say you start sleeping with a guy that has issues with stealing or lying. It's now in you. The two of you have crossed spiritually. So what he's battling now becomes your battle. Because you have disobeyed God. Yes, you've satisfied your flesh. Yes, you've had sex. You felt good. But spiritually, you are deeply affected. So in this area where you are concerned that, Lord, what if I get married to this guy and he's not going to be able to perform sexually? These are the things you deal with prayerfully. In courtship, you should also be alert. As much as marriage is physical, it's also spiritual. If we start with God and our relationship with God, present your needs and your fears to Him, I can guarantee you, if you do things right with your Creator, He will match you up. But if you go ahead and say, I'm going to date and find the person myself, God also allows you. God is a very cool God, I'm telling you. He has the law here in the Bible, but we have determined how far we want to go with Him. So He will meet you halfway. Some people have dated and found their spouses that way. Some people have decided not to date and found their spouses too. So however you want to approach it, I just prefer to hold on tight to God because He knows better than me. He knows the ending from the beginning. It's the Alpha and the Omega. So I would rather just say, Father, this part of my life, take control. You know how you made me. I don't want to run into this kind of thing sexually or beyond even sex. There are other compatibility issues. What about your in-laws? I say you can find the perfect guy, but he got a crazy family. What you gonna do about it? That can really diminish your love real fast if your mother-in-law hates you. So look, marriage is deep. So don't approach it from the flesh or I'm beautiful and my beauty is enough. Your beauty is not enough. And the love you have is not enough. But if the two of you have the love of God, you can go through anything and succeed.